Good one, Jim. Oh, hello there, returning or potentially new subscriber. My name is Burly Bowman, and this is my weaponized sub. You tuned in just in time for Storytime with Burly. Sit back, relax, enjoy the show, and Burly will take you on a little adventure. Today's episode takes us all the way back to my birthplace, South Africa. Yep, old Burly is quite a cultured individual, folks. Anyways, this was many years ago when my brother and I were nothing but young little studs taking the world by storm. No, we weren't that young. We weren't babies. Jesus, no! Now we're practically 1 foot in the grave. Come on. There we go. We're gonna have to fire the guy responsible for today's slides. Yeah, okay. Carrying on. It was during the summertime. You know, my family and I, we had gone to visit some relatives who owned this awesome getaway house deep within a forest. It sort of looked like a home from a fantasy novel or something. You know, you could be like, just escape from society, you know, live out your days in this awesome little fairy home. It was pretty cool stuff. Oh yeah, and before I forget, as we were pulling up to the house, there was this canopy of extremely large trees towering over everything. And we could see all these monkeys swinging from tree branch to tree branch. It was pretty neat. So the minute we get out of the car, my brother and I, we go right to exploring the surrounding area. I don't remember if we were told there was a lake there or not, but we ended up finding a lake. And parked up by the sandbed was this rinky-dink looking raft. Or a boat. It was a raft boat looking thing. Nevertheless, we were psyched! Now, we are good kids with manners, and so we aren't going to just take the raft out without asking permission first. So, we run over to Papa Burly, such a great man, and we're like, "Yo, Pops, can we go sailing on the raft thingy over there?" Papa Burly, being the cool guy he is, goes, "Sure thing, boys." So we run back over to the boat, and we notice a peculiar amount of pine cones just chilling inside. Should we have cleaned out the boat first? Probably. Does this end up biting us in the booty later? Maybe. Foreshadowing at its finest. My bro and I shrug it off as nothing, and we proceed to push the boat into the lake. Of course, my brother, he leaves without me, and we have some issues unhitching it from the boardwalk. But eventually, we both make it out there, and we're sailing the 7 seas. Or 7 lakes. Anyways, I don't know about you guys, but there's something special, something primal and adventurous just being out on the water. Every island and structure has been charted out over the decades, but there's still like a sense of discovery, when you're sailing. It's like the best feeling ever. My bro and I, we still dream about sailing around the world one day. I don't know, have you guys ever gone sailing by yourselves or with like a small group of friends? Where you're in control and steering your destiny? I'm not talking about a lame cruise liner or something. Carrying on, little old eagle-eyed Burly over here spots the bank of a little inlet coming up on the opposite end of the lake. And with some intense X-Men power vision, we noticed a bunch of those same pine cones that we had in our boat were actually over on the bank of the forest. My brother and I, we ended up looking at each other and bing! Giant light bulb went off. Usually when a light bulb pops off in your head, you've kind of found some groundbreaking idea, or you've just solved a crucial problem. With the Burly boys, that's not necessarily the case. You see, we had this idea of collecting a massive amount of those pine cones to build a giant pine cone mech golem type thing. Don't ask about how that would even work. We would have hit that crossroad after we started building it. Anyways, We pulled up to the little inlet, hopped out, started to hurl pine cones back onto the raft. It took us a good 20 minutes of collecting until we thought we had enough. We then hopped back on the boat and set our course back home. Look at those smug little faces. We thought we were going to accomplish something amazing. What? Nani? All of a sudden, the mounds of pine cones we had collected started to shake. I thought we had, pissed off some ancient forest god or something. I definitely did not scream like that. All of these spiders started rushing out of the pine cones, and they looked menacing as hell. Now you're probably like, Burly, stop embellishing your story. No, hush, let me tell you. These critters weren't your average daddy longlegs or your house/rain spiders. These were a big, hairy, South African breed of spider. So back to the boat, all hell is breaking out as we are frantically trying to get rid of all these pine cones, while at the same time fighting off face-eating spiders. As we are fighting these things, our fat booties are rocking the raft back and forth, and we eventually start to take on water, which is no bueno because we are approximately in the middle of the lake at this point. The boat ends up sinking, and now my brother and I are surrounded by spiders. And our dream of building a Megadeth Pinecone robot is shattered. We didn't just wallow in our tears though, and we had to return the boat anyways because it wasn't ours. So our next dilemma is trying to lug this boat across the lake while trying to avoid all of the spiders who are now rightfully pissed at us. It is essentially like a giant minefield, and we have to carefully navigate back to the home destination. Us Burly boys mustered up the courage and carried the raft back. Some parts of the lake we could tiptoe, other parts we had to tread water to stay afloat. Good thing we both swam and played club water polo during those days because, otherwise we would have been drowning on our way back. We eventually get back to the shore, slide our bodies up the bank, and just flop on our backs looking up at the sun. The Burly boys have earned a rest after their harrowing adventure. So in the end, even though we weren't victorious, and we never got to build our Omega Death robot thing, we still had an awesome adventure and lived life. And that's all that really matters, ain't it? So, I guess moral of the story is, don't try and build something out of pine cones. Because it's kind of dumb. Anyways, guys, if you enjoyed the first episode of Storytime with Burly, throw your boy a like and subscribe. We could definitely use more recruits in the Burly Brigade. We're here for the long haul. If you like video games, animation, superheroes, it's all coming to the channel. And until next time, guys, smooth sailing.